my friends, and welcome to today's practice. Today, we will be breaking down Sun Salutation A. So, go ahead, have a stand, and meet me at the top of your mat. Palms at the sides, facing towards the front here. Letting the crown grow tall up towards the sky. Allow the feet to be either hips width distance or touching, whatever feels most stable for you here. And begin to rock back and forth to find that special place, rolling onto the balls of the feet and onto the heels. And finding this happy medium in between where the four corners of the feet can ground down onto the mat. And you can begin to feel very stable. Take your right hand to your belly and left hand to your sacrum. Stick the booty out behind you, maybe bend into the knees and arch in the low back. Take an inhale here, feel the belly expand, and exhale, navel to spine, a gentle tuck of the tailbone, scoop the hips underneath here. Lovely. Now, take your hands and place them at your low ribs. Have an inhale and an exhale. Do you feel with this tuck of the pelvis, keeping that, take another inhale and an exhale. You'll feel your low ribs expand and knit in. What we're looking for is keeping them at this active, knitted in to the side bodies, this relationship of the rib and the pelvis. So keep that pelvis tucked underneath. Take your hands to your low ribs, inhale, and exhale out the mouth. Knit those low ribs in. This bracing of the core here with this stack of the pelvis. Great. Take your shoulders up towards your ears and roll them back. Did you lose your stack? Take another inhale. Slight tuck of the pelvis. Exhale. Knit the low ribs in. Keep that bracing core. Kind of almost like if you had tiny suspenders from the bony points, the front parts of your hip, to the base of your low ribs. You can even take your thumb to your low ribs and your other fingers, whatever reaches, to those bony points of your hips. Little suspenders. This is a scissoring. Suspenders are stretching. Tucking them in, knitting it in. Suspenders are nice and locked in tight. Palms out to the sides. This is Tadasana. Crown of the head reaches up, grounding energy from the earth. Take a big inhale, sweep the arms up, look up, palms can touch, they don't have to. Keep that knit of the low ribs in. And an exhale here. Another inhale, sweep arms up, look up. This time, touch palms, exhale, hands at heart center. Inhale, sweep arms up, long spine, look up. And exhale, hands at heart center. Last time. Inhale, sweep arms up. Exhale, hands at heart center. Wonderful. Now, switch up. Inhale, sweep arms up. And exhale, make a C shape in your hands and place them right at your front pockets of your hips. Take a big inhale, grow expansive in the chest, and exhale, press down through that C shape of the hands. To begin to hinge at the hips. So keep pressing into the hips as you send your chest forward and down into a forward fold. Hands can meet blocks if you have them, or tinted fingertips. Widen the feet out as much as necessary and keep a generous bend in the knees. Feel the compression of the torso onto the thighs. Let the head hang heavy. And breathe here. Take your palms to your shins. Press your chest away from your shins, straighten through the legs. Long line of energy out the crown and out the tail to halfway lift. Inhale here. And exhale, fold. Let the head hang heavy. Another one just like that. Hands to shins. Inhale, halfway lift. And exhale, fold.
Ground down through the heels, generous bend in the knees to rise up. Slowly roll, head comes last. Arms reach up. And exhale, hands at heart center. Another time just like that. Inhale, sweep arms up. And exhale, any way that hands feel great for you to come into your forward fold. Either stay at this upward salute, swan dive down, or just let you be free range. Express yourself. Fold forward. Inhale, halfway lift. And this time, exhale, plant your hands onto your mat. Generous bend in your knees. Step one foot back, and then the other, either into a high plank pose or drop down onto your shins. Either way, from your plank pose, press the ground away. If you're in full plank here, stay high onto the balls of the feet. Drag the ankles back and glue them together. Squeeze through the glutes, charge up through the legs, strong legs. Grip through all points of the hand, even the fingertips. Puff through the back of the heart like you do in cat pose. And keep those elbows squeezing them into the midline. Navel goes to spine for 3, 2, and 1. Lovely. From here, shift forward so that your shoulders are slightly over your toes, or fingers. You can do this on your knees as well. Glue the elbows into the side bodies as you slowly lower halfway down to Chaturanga. Keep pressing the ground away. Keep a 90-degree bend in your elbows for 2, 1, and slowly lower onto your bellies. Cool. Tuck through the toes. Press up onto the knees and up to downward facing dog. Take an inhale here and an exhale. Height of the toes, look between the hands. Send the knees out wide. Load your spring, send the sits bones towards the heels. Step the right foot and the left foot to meet the other. Fold. Inhale, halfway lift, long spine. And exhale, fold. Inhale, root to rise, drive down, reach up, look up, and exhale, hands at heart center. So that was Chaturanga. It's a very complicated situation with a lot of muscular activation, and it's not your only way to do a vinyasa. So I'll offer you a couple more things. Meet me in Tadasana. Inhale, sweep arms up, and exhale, fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, plant hands and step back into a tabletop position. Another great way to vinyasa is a cat-cow. So inhale, dip the belly low, flick the tailbones. Drag the heels of the hands isometrically towards the knees to spread through the collarbones. Exhale, press the ground away, tuck, round, puff, protract through the back of the heart like we do in plank. And have another cow. And another cat. Cool. Shift your shoulders forward a little bit over the wrists. Bend through the elbows. Glue them towards the side bodies and slowly lower, extending the legs. Cool. This time, roll over onto the tops of the feet. Keep the hands somewhere near the low ribs. Send your elbows out wide and wrap them behind you. Point those elbow points towards the back of the mat. Tops of the feet press down, let the kneecaps lift. Squeeze the glutes, spike the pubic bone down into the mat. Keep gluing those elbows to the side bodies. Take a big inhale here and exhale. Begin to roll the shoulders onto the back body, lifting the chest, pressing down through the hands, but really engaging through the back body here for a baby cobra. Take another inhale here, gaze forward, and exhale, slowly lower. Belly to mat. Cool. Now, for another complicated situation, how do people just all of a sudden come back into downward facing dog from being on our bellies, from being prone? 2 options. 1, this is the one I cue and do all the time in my own personal practice. Inhale, tuck the toes behind you. Exhale, big power push. Push the ground away. You can even come up through the knees into a high plank pose. And look, my toes are already rolled over, so I can just press the ground away and send my sits bones up and back to downward facing dog. Cool. Take an inhale, come to the height of your toes, look between the hands. Exhale, spread the knees, bend so that the sits bones reach towards the heels. Step the left foot and the right foot up to a forward fold. Halfway lift, long spine, inhale, and exhale, fold. Inhale, root to rise, reach up, look up, and exhale, hands at heart center. Now, for another option. Inhale, sweep arms up, and exhale, fold forward. Inhale, halfway lift, long spine. Exhale, plant the hands, and this time, come back into like a high plank, but then drop the knees. So, my hips are slightly in front of my knees. My wrists are underneath my shoulders. Take a moment with this setup. Cool. Now, think cow spine, stick the booty out. And take a big exhale, tuck the pelvis, draw that navel into the spine, knit the low ribs in, put on those suspenders. Wonderful. From here, a simple push-up. Shift the weight forward and press down and up. Slowly lower down onto the belly, tuck the toes, hands at the low ribs, elbow points point back. Take an inhale, spike down through the pubic bone, engage the legs. Inhale, cobra. And exhale to bellies. Now, this is the one that I feel like confuses people when you go to flip the feet from like a plank situation at the tops of your feet to coming into downward facing dog. So we'll try this as best as we can here. Take a big inhale, prepare. Exhale, power push. Press the ground away, knit those low ribs in, and charge up through those legs like you do in cobra. Cool. Now, begin to send the sits bones up and back, and while you do this, unroll one toe and unroll the other, and come into your downward facing dog. That might be a whole lot of sensation on the tops of your feet. I understand, I feel you. It might take a little bit to desensitize from that sensation. Or if you have injuries to the top of your feet, you might say, oh gosh, I'm never going to do that. Well, that's perfectly fine. That's why that inhale, tucking the toes from that prone belly down position will work just great for you. Take a big inhale to height of your toes, look between the hands. Exhale, bend the knees, step the right foot and the left foot up to fold. Inhale, half lift, and exhale, fold. Inhale, root to rise, reach up, stand up, look up, and exhale, hands at heart center. Let's try this one more time together. Pick your favorite. I'll pick mine. Let's go. Inhale, sweep arms up, look up. Exhale, fold. Inhale, half lift, long spine. This time, exhale, plant your hands, choose your adventure, whether it's cat-cow, a knee down chaturanga, a full plank chaturanga, or a little push-up situation. So either way, try shifting the shoulders over the wrists, gluing those elbows into the side body, coming down at that 90-degree angle, elbow tips point back, and lowering down to your belly, extending your legs if need be. Come down to the tops of the feet, glue those elbows into the side body. Palms are right at the base of, or outside of the low ribs. Take a big inhale here. Exhale, charge up through the legs and roll up through your cobra pose. Stay for an inhale. Exhale, release. Now, same thing. Either inhale, tuck the toes. Either way, inhale, prepare, and press. Power push through plank, and send the sits bones back to downward facing dog. Have one breath here, and your exhale. Inhale, high to the toes, look between the hands. Exhale, load your spring. Step the left foot and the right foot to forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale, root to rise, reach up, look up. And exhale, hands at heart center. I hope you enjoyed this breakdown of Sun A. If you would like me to include anything else, if you have any other questions, let me know in the comments below. I'll see you soon.